This is Caitlin, your host of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast. This is Caitlin, and I'm here with the January 2025 wrap-up episode. Is anybody like me who have felt January is just slogging along? It's finally over, guys. Finally over. This is going to be a long year. I just know it. I swear, January seemed to have gone on forever. I did not complete as many dramas as I wanted to in January. If anybody knows anything, the world has just felt very heavy for me in January. And as you guys know, if I become very, very, very stressed, I tend to not watch dramas. So between the world, my job, especially everything going on in the US right now, I have been doom scrolling and become very stressed in the past 2 weeks or something. I did still manage to finish some things and some pretty good things in my opinion. So it wasn't an entirely lost month, but I could have probably finished way more than I did. I wish I did, actually, because I really need to get caught up with some dramas. I haven't even started a drama that I wanted to start in January, and I'm also only watching 2 things, that's very not normal for me. Hopefully in February it will be better. I think I've kind of regulated myself in a way that I can handle the stress better. We'll have to see how it goes. I have already finished something in February, so it's going well for me so far. But that's not what we're here to talk about, okay? I will feel better. We'll get through this. Podcasting is good for me and good for you guys to listen to. We love talking about dramas, so let's get into it. If you guys have never listened to a wrap-up episode, welcome. This is a series that I do every month, wrapping up the previous month, in this case, January 2025. I talk about all the dramas that I have completed in the past month, and then also everything I'm looking forward to that is coming out in February to my knowledge. There is plenty of things that I have not listed that I know are probably coming out, and I just don't know about them. I for sure know that, especially in C-Drama land. Also, just a quick shout out, it is February 2nd when I am recording this, and as of today, we are just over the 1-year mark. When it comes to the podcast, I started the podcast a year ago, January 31st. So thank you guys for sticking around for an entire year. Thank you guys for listening to all the episodes and reaching out and all your DMs. I am very grateful for the little community we have built over here. And I'm really excited to show you what I got planned for this year. I have a lot of fun things. First thing is adding guests, which I did a little preview for in December with the Shogun review, but I will officially be introducing and adding guests this year. So look forward to that. I'm really excited what I have planned, and hopefully I can pull everything off I have planned. But thank you guys again. It has been an incredible first year of this podcast, and I can't wait for more. Let's get into it. These are all the dramas and things that I finished in January, even though I was stressed a lot in January. And hopefully it will be a little better in the coming months, but we'll have to wait and see. I think I still completed some great things in January, which I am excited to talk about. I hope I can complete more things in February, but also just get more things on my current watch list. Because again, having 2 or 3 things on my current watch list is not normal for me. Granted, I'm not counting all the anime I'm watching. Just dramas in general. It's not normal for me to just be watching 2 dramas right now. Let's talk about some of the things I finished in January. The first thing I'm going to talk about is The Trunk. It's a Korean drama. It's on Netflix. This came out in the end of December. I saved it until January to watch. I knew I would not have time to watch it in December when it premiered, so I just saved it until January because then I could binge it. It's really short. I think it's 8 episodes. It's either 6 or 8. I think it's 8. I am so happy I took the time to watch this because I will tell you right now, 1, if I had watched this in 2024, it would definitely 100% would have made my favorite Korean dramas of 2024 list. Hands down. If you have not watched this drama, I would highly recommend you go and watch this drama. I was so impressed and so surprised I liked it as much as I did. I loved how flawed these characters were. I loved the messaging of this drama. This was a character-led drama, and I loved the exploration of these flawed characters. I loved the music and the cinematography. I did think one storyline was not needed and could have been taken out, which is why I didn't rate this a 10 out of 10. I also needed or wanted, I shouldn't say needed, I wanted more context to some characters and story points. But overall, though, it's just, to me, in my opinion, it's just a beautiful drama about people. And FYI, if you want to hear more in-depth analysis of this drama, you will hear more of my thoughts on a future drama trio episode, which I was just a guest on. So look forward to that. I gave The Trunk 9 out of 10 as my rating. The next thing that I completed in January, and I am late for this, is When the Phone Rings. I did complete this in January, but I didn't complete it until a week ago. It took me a while for me to finish this. This is When the Phone Rings. It's a Korean drama. It's on Netflix. This was everywhere in December and November, so I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. This drama is not perfect, as I'm sure a lot of people will agree with that. I still enjoyed it a lot, though. I recommend you go into this drama with the expectations you need to turn your brain off, and it will not be a drama you should put any deep analysis into. You just need to enjoy the crazy ride, and I think you will enjoy this drama a lot more than if you try to go in and analyze everything. The chemistry and the lead couple are everything in this drama. It is a highlight. It is the moment for this drama. I loved the pacing of the drama, except for the last couple episodes. The pacing of those episodes could have been done differently, in my opinion. I loved the makjang elements, but we know I do love a good makjang. So that's not really surprising. I definitely saw plot holes, and it definitely did have plot holes. But I also didn't dislike the last episode as much as I thought I would, because I was so late with finishing this drama. I got spoiled heavily on everything. I saw people's reactions to the last episode. I saw what happened in the last episode. I couldn't really escape it, you know? I went into the last couple episodes thinking I was going to have the same reaction. And I will tell you right now, I did not have as much of a reaction as other people did. I thought I would be outraged just because I thought I'd be influenced by everybody else's outrage. I did dislike things, and I did have issues with those episodes, but I wouldn't say I was mad or outraged by it as much as everybody else. Maybe if I was watching it in the moment and not spoiled heavily on it, I would have had a different opinion, but it is what it is. And I was pretty surprised I wasn't as mad as everybody else, but maybe it's just because I knew what was coming too that might have affected my reaction. I don't know. I did still have issues though with the last episode, and even a couple episodes going up to it. It's not the perfect drama at all. It also had some unanswered questions at the end, but overall, I still found it very entertaining and definitely one of my favorite K-dramas I've watched recently. Again, this is another case where you will hear more in-depth analysis of this drama because I just recorded a future episode review of this. You will hear that on somebody's podcast where I was a guest, so look forward to that. That was When the Phone Rings. I rated it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, next one I'm going to talk about that I completed is a Chinese drama called Be Your Knight. It's a Chinese drama on Viki. This is one of those really, really short Chinese dramas where the episodes are 10 to 15 minutes long. I think this had 24 episodes, I want to say, in total. This could have been better, but it wasn't horrible. I liked the male lead a lot, and I loved the second couple. I could not get behind the female lead. And I also think I might have had a bias with the male lead because I have seen him in other dramas, and I did like him. I've never seen the female lead in anything as far as I'm aware. And just something with her didn't work for me. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't connect with her or her character. Story was still entertaining, but it was way too long. There were too many episodes. Even though the episodes were short, for me, there were too many episodes in it. I did love the aspect of found family in this one. It also had more comedy than I expected it. Some of that comedy worked for me, especially when it came to the second couple, but some of the comedy didn't work for me. The music also was sometimes really loud, so loud I could not hear the dialogue. Some of the processing was weird in this. The drama was just okay. It was entertaining, but it was just okay. I rated this a 7.5 out of 10. And the last drama I'm going to talk about is Danger of Her Season 1. This is a Chinese drama on iQIYI. This was a rewatch for me because Season 2 came out in late 2024. Kind of just came out of the blue. I didn't even know a Season 2 was being made, let alone being released. I rewatched Season 1 because I would like to watch Season 2, and Season 1 came out in 2020. I remember liking the drama. I remember liking Danger of Her Season 1. On the rewatch, though, I will admit I did not like it as much as when I first watched it. I forgot how ridiculous the ending was. I have no idea what Season 2 is about. I don't know if it's a continuation of the story or a brand new story. I do know it's the same characters, but the characters are played by completely different actors and actresses. I still loved the psychological warfare and the women getting revenge in Season 1. So when I watch Season 2, because I do want to watch it, I'm hoping that they can capitalize on those two aspects. First off, have them again in Season 2, because that's what made Season 1 fun, but also execute it better. I've seen better executions of this when it comes to women getting revenge or women-centered crime dramas. I've seen better executions of that theme in Chinese dramas. It's still a decent crime drama. It's not the worst thing I've ever watched, but it could have been better, in my opinion. And I actually dropped my score down. I think originally I gave this an 8 out of 10, and now I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. That was Danger of Her Season 1. The last thing I watched in January were all of the Korean drama awards. This is a tradition I do every January of the new year. I sit down and watch all of the drama awards that happened within the last week of the last year, mainly because I want to revisit the dramas I've watched and see who's won. And sometimes it's fun seeing a recap of what you watched in the year. Also, these drama awards usually show trailers for upcoming Korean dramas. I always like to watch these awards for that as well. And then you get to see all the actors and actresses in nice dresses and suits, and they interact with each other. They might not have seen each other since earlier in the year when they filmed this drama, so on and so forth. I've been doing this tradition since 2020, I think. I've been doing it for a while. I still watched all of them, even though some of the awards show this year were delayed due to mourning periods, which was completely fine. Usually I save these until New Year's Day, and that's the first thing I watch in the year. I did watch SBS Awards in January 1st. We got to watch it then. And then I watched the other ones whenever they came on the streaming sites. I don't even remember when they showed up, but I watched those in January as well. As I said, I like to watch these drama awards because I like to see the dramas I've watched over the past year and review them. It's interesting to see what network I've watched the most dramas from. In this watch period, I realized I didn't watch anything from the KBS network. Either they just didn't have any of their dramas that I watched in their award show this year, or I literally didn't watch anything from KBS. I don't know what happened this year. Usually I hop around and watch some dramas from all the networks, but for some reason in 2024, I watched nothing from KBS, so that's hilarious. So until next time, where I watch the award shows again, we'll have to see what happens this year, because we kind of know I plan to mix it up a little bit. I might not be watching a ton of Korean dramas this year. We'll have to wait and see. All right, so before we move on to, this might be a shorter episode, before we move on to what I'm looking forward to in February, in December when I recorded my wrap-up episode, I did it early because I knew I wouldn't have time to do it when I was actually supposed to be finishing up the year. And because I recorded the episode early, that meant that I could have finished stuff or watched things between the time I put it out as a podcast episode and the end of the year. And I want to talk about the drama that I finished before the end of 2024 that I watched and finished after I put the podcast episode out. because I said I would do that. If I've watched anything and wanted to review anything before the end of the year, I would put it in the next wrap-up episode. So that is what I'm doing. I finished one drama before December 2024 ended, but after I put the podcast episode out, and that's the Thai drama Tomorrow and I. This actually ended up in my top non-Korean dramas of 2024 list because I enjoyed it quite a bit. That should tell you how good this is, in my opinion. I knew there was a good possibility I would be watching and finishing this before the end of 2024, and so here we are. I already talked in length about this, so I'm not going to review it a ton. You can go back to the top non-Korean dramas of the 2024 and hear a more detailed review of it. All I'm going to say, though, is if you don't have a lot of time and you want to watch something different and you want to watch something short because it's only 4 episodes, try this drama out. This was a really unique short drama that reminded me of Black Mirror or SF9, the Korean anthology. It's a sci-fi drama. It's a 4-episode sci-fi drama. There's a story every episode, so it's a different story every episode. And it kind of explores different topics, specifically from a unique perspective of a Thai culture. It definitely stood out to me as something that was unique and interesting and fun to watch because there wasn't really anything like it that I had ever watched before. Thoroughly enjoyed Tomorrow and I can't remember the rating I gave it, though. I think it was a 9 out of 10, maybe. I would really, really like if they did more seasons of this because it's only 4 episodes. But Netflix put a lot of money into these 4 episodes, and it was just so interesting in the story and the societal messages they did with this show that I would be interested. I'd be intrigued if they did more episodes and more seasons of this. We'll have to see what happens. But if you want a quick drama that's definitely different, definitely unique, will keep you thinking, it's impactful, I would check out Tomorrow and I. Let's move on to the dramas that I'm excited for in February. Can't guarantee I'm going to be watching every single one of these dramas, especially like with C-dramas, I don't watch as they air. They're on my list to watch later, maybe I'll start them, I don't know. But let's look at everything I'm excited for. I'm really happy that there's actually a pretty diverse group of dramas in this grouping. I hope I can regulate my stress and actually watch some of these. I know there's even a drama that I didn't get to start in January yet. I do still plan on starting that. I still want to talk about some C-dramas, even though I know I'm not going to watch them as they air, but maybe you guys haven't heard of them. Maybe you have. Maybe you even have started watching them. But I'm excited to talk about them. Normally, I don't get to talk about Chinese dramas on this podcast episode because they don't usually have dates confirmed, and for some reason these 2 do, and one actually started airing. There are a ton of other Chinese dramas that are probably airing in February. I know some have just confirmed dates today, and some are still rumored, but these are 2 I'm going to be talking about in this episode, and I also know I'm probably forgetting a bunch of them that I've heard about. So let's talk about these 2 Chinese dramas. The first one I'm going to talk about is The White Olive Tree. I can't even count how many times I've probably mentioned this Chinese drama on this podcast or my blog at this point. It is finally out. It's come out today. Actually, technically yesterday, because it's February 2nd as I'm recording this. I probably have talked about this drama at least a dozen times, either in passing or in greater conversations throughout the year of this podcast. And I felt like we've been waiting at least a year for this, if not longer. And it premiered February 1st. This drama has been on my plan to watch list forever, and I'm so happy it's out. I feel like this is the type of romantic drama I could get behind because it looks like it sprinkles in a lot of action, which I always like action. So we got Chae Wan. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. I'm not very good at pronouncing his last name. I already know that. Who plays a Chinese explosive engineer who meets a female reporter played by Ling Jae. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. I'm so sorry. They meet in a war zone dealing with danger. They survive that danger. They go back to China and separate. And at some point they meet up again and grow close. That's what non-spoiler synopsis of this. You can go to MDL and have a much longer detailed synopsis with spoilers in it. I just didn't want to do that. I love Yang Jae. I know I've said this before, even when talking about this drama, which is why I've been looking forward to this drama so long. I love her. I've seen a lot of her dramas. I hope the romance is mixed with action and danger periodically throughout the drama. It's probably going to start out in danger zone right away to hook people. I hope it at least sprinkles in danger throughout. I know that would keep me interested. I just don't want them to go back to China and then it just be a normal modern drama, which works for people. I know it wouldn't work for me. I know I need some type of excitement when it comes to that type of stuff. So hopefully that will happen. We'll have to see how that goes. If the romance is mixed with danger or action or something, I'm all there. I'm all for it. I just know personally I'll get bored if we have like one danger thing and we getting to hook people and then it's just a modern drama for the rest of the drama. I don't think that will happen, but you never know, you know? We'll have to wait and see. And I already have a couple Chinese dramas I want to watch that I've heard are more on like the crime side. We'll have to see. I definitely am not watching this as it airs though. So that was The White Olive Tree. The other Chinese drama I'm going to mention is called The Embers. It's a Tencent drama. It premieres on February 8th. I don't know where obviously it will air on Tencent, but I don't know if it's airing anywhere else yet. This Chinese drama caught my eye. One, because a brief synopsis of it, but there's still some mystery when it comes to the synopsis. So the synopsis I've come to find was there are two brothers who go through this horrible massacre. No idea what that massacre is. You don't know what that is, at least from the trailers and the synopsis I've found. Then this drama examines how these two brothers are affected by this event in their life. The brothers apparently investigated crimes together before this event, and then the event caused them to split apart, and now in the present day, they are fighting against each other. What that means in terms of is one a detective and another a drug lord, I don't know. But apparently this event caused them to split apart and go their separate ways and kind of become on opposite sides of something. I'm curious what that event is. I'm curious what paths in life these two brothers took. It is supposed to be a crime drama. It's probably like good versus bad. I personally am a big fan of Wang Ziqi. I've seen many of his dramas. I also have many of his other dramas on my plan to watch list. I'm excited to watch him in another crime drama. It seems like he's doing a lot of crime dramas recently. I know he has Imperial Coroner Season 2 coming up. I haven't even seen Season 1 yet, which is my bad. The brother is played by an actor called Sunny Sun, who I have never heard of or watched before. But when I looked at MDL, I actually realized I have some of his dramas on my plan to watch list. I just have never watched them. I'm curious about them too. I'm definitely going into this drama because Wang Ziqi, but I'm also curious about their chemistry because the trailer seems intense. It is also a crime drama, which is also why I'm excited for it. We'll have to see where this ends up, if it's only on Tencent or it ends up on Viki or YouTube or something. But that one also caught my eye. That was Embers. It was a Chinese drama. All right, the first Korean drama that caught my eye that I'm excited to watch is Newtopia. It's going to be on Amazon Prime, and it premieres February 7th. I plan to start this. I'm on the fence if I will end up liking it or not, though, because the major reason why I'm checking this out is because it has zombies. It's all about zombies, and we all know Korea does zombies very well. I'm really curious how Kim Ji-soo is going to be in this type of story. I was expecting this drama to be a little more serious, like All of Us Are Dead type thing, but the trailer has a lot more comedy in it than what I was expecting, which could be unique and could be fun. But now I have to wrap my head around like Kim Ji-soo in a comedy role, which I never pictured at all. Not saying she can't do it. I never pictured her in a comedy zombie role. It was surprising when I saw this trailer, and I did not think this would have comedy in it. So we're here now. We all know how I feel about comedies. Sometimes the comedy works for me and sometimes not. I'm definitely still checking this first episode out. I will have to decide if I want to stick with it if I like the first episode, though. It is a short drama, though. It's only 8 episodes. Wondering if that will mean it's going to get a second season at least, or if it was made to have only one season. I don't know. We never know with these types of short dramas usually. Usually, if they do have a second season, they announce it ahead of time. I haven't heard anything about this one. Park Jung-min also has a lead role. He's the lead actor in this. I like him a lot. I've seen him do a lot of support roles, and he's a fantastic actor. So I'm excited to see him in this. Again, I don't think I've seen him in a comedy role, though, because the last thing I think I've seen him in, I've seen him in a lot of darker crime dramas. Definitely can handle the zombie aspect of this. The comedy part, I don't know. I just can't picture them doing comedy. The trailer obviously shows them doing comedy, but we'll just have to wait to see. I also love multiple support casts in this drama. The cast is great. I'm curious to see how they all play into the story. Park Jung-min and Kim Ji-soo as a couple is an interesting pairing for me, too. I never would have pictured them together. Granted, in the trailer and story, they're apart. They had broken up before the zombies came, apparently. I'm curious about this drama. Will I stick with it? I don't know. But I'm definitely checking it out because I'm really curious about it. And I mean, I also have a craving for a zombie drama. We haven't had a zombie drama in a minute. That was Newtopia. I'm really curious about this. The next drama I'm going to talk about is one I've mentioned before. It's called The Witch. Rumor is it's going to premiere on Viki, and it is a Korean drama airing February 15th. Just like what I was just talking about with, what was it? It was Embers. What intrigues me about this drama is the unknown. There's so much we don't know about this drama. It looks like it could be a good romance mixed with some suspense, but it also could possibly just be a really sad romance drama. It's very unclear because it's also giving sad ending vibes to me. I've always liked Park Jin-young as an actor, so I'm excited to see him in a drama again. I think this is his first drama after the military, if I'm not mistaken. I've never seen Ro Jung-yui. I'm sorry, I'm butchering her name. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Ro Jung-hui? I've never seen her in a drama before. I don't have any opinion on that. That's another unknown for me. So it could be good. It could be bad. I don't know. And given the trailer and stuff, it's not 100% certain that there will be romance at all. I think there will be. It's kind of going in that direction, but the trailer also is giving sadness and suspense at the same time. The plot says that anyone who falls in love with the female lead, they end up injured or dead, which is why she's called a witch, and everyone thinks she's cursed. And I'm curious if that will be a big part of the plot, or if there's another reason on why they think she's cursed. It's something to do with her family, or her bloodline, or things like that. I know I'll enjoy this drama if they keep up with the suspense and mystery of it throughout, and they slowly reveal the answers to that mystery aura around her. Apparently this is a reunion, like they knew each other as high school people and then they meet again as adults. So that's interesting. Apparently this also has a Chinese movie adaptation already. It's based off a webtoon. The source material is a webtoon, and apparently China already did a movie on it. This is now the Korean adaptation. I'm really curious about this because there's so much mystery and unknown about it. I'm a little hesitant because it is giving sad ending vibes and I don't like crying. So that's a thing. We'll have to see how The Witch goes. All right, I'm excited for two more things. This is going to be a shorter episode for sure. Last year, we had The Boyfriend, which was a romance Japanese gay reality show on Netflix. We are getting another one in February, not gay though. It's just like heterosexual as far as I can tell. It's called Offline Love. It's going to premiere February 18th. And I've said this multiple times. I don't know why I'm so picky on romance dramas, but I love all the romance reality shows. I don't know why, but for some reason they always work for me. And we have another one coming out in February. I'm just a sucker for these, and I love these, and I get so invested all the time in these, and I just don't get why I'm so invested in these all the time. And this one looks adorable. The show is about a group of young Japanese people who are single, and they spend 10 days in France. And I think I saw that it was 5 women and 5 men. I could be wrong on that. And I'm only going off a trailer here. Okay, I've only seen a trailer of this and a poster. I can't find the MDL connection to it. Somebody hasn't made a page for it on MDL yet. I did find it on IMDb, and that has very limited information, in my opinion. But this is what I've got from either the trailer as well as the IMDb, like one sentence synopsis on IMDb. That's all I got. You have a group of young Japanese people. It looks like there's going to be 5 men and 5 women. They go to France for 10 days. And in France, they don't have access to digital devices. They have to lock their phone in something, like in a box, and they can't access it for 10 days. And the whole concept is these people are going to be walking around France, this city in France, and there's no guarantee that they're going to actually cross paths with each other. They're going to try and meet each other organically and quote unquote through fate with chance meetings. That's the entire concept of this, which is why it's called offline love. The trailer looks adorable for this. I mean, it looks like there were some people successfully meeting. It looks like this show also has a group of panelists just like they did in The Boyfriend. Those panelists will be commenting on what we're watching, which I always love when a romance reality show has a panel like that. It's unclear by the trailer, but also it looks like from the trailer, once they meet, once they have that chance encounter, they can then choose to go on more dates with each other. But it's very unclear from the trailer how that will work out because I can't really find anything else on that. It also looks like the girls are staying all in one place, and then I'm sure the guys are going to be staying all in one place. It's not like they're like scattered throughout the city at a hotel staying by themselves. That's the impression I'm getting from the trailer. Again, not a lot of information out about this that I can find. I just think the concept is really refreshing. Yes, you have this quote-unquote chance meeting, and then you can decide if you want to go on more dates with them later. It looks so adorable because also it looks intense because maybe somebody won't meet anybody else by chance. Maybe they're just walking around this French city for 10 days and not meeting anybody. We'll have to wait and see. And I'm a little skeptical because, like, will it really seem like a chance at organic meeting, or are they going to kind of script this? I'm assuming they're going to kind of script it, but hopefully through the TV and to the audience, it will seem like a chance meeting. Hopefully they'll be able to edit that or whatever, because that kind of takes away the fun if you can outright tell it's a scripted thing and it's a setup thing. We'll have to wait and see. I know if I watch this, I'll be invested if it's good. And from the trailer, it looks adorable and good. We'll have to wait and see how this goes. But that's going to air February 18th, Japanese variety show on Netflix. And the last one I'm going to talk about, probably my most anticipated thing I will be watching in February, is a Korean drama called Buried Hearts. This is rumored for Disney Plus and Hulu. It's not confirmed that I can find. I don't think this drama is going to be everybody's cup of tea when it comes to plot, and I've said this before in my most anticipated Korean dramas episode. I don't think this is going to be a drama for everybody. I know a lot of people are going to try and watch this because Park Hyung-sik is in it. I'm excited to see him square off with Hyo Jun-ho, who is going to be a prominent villain in this. And in my opinion, he plays villain very well. But this drama is going to be a political thriller. It looks like it potentially could have some romance in it, but it's unclear. They have released 2 trailers, and there's a scene in where Park Hyung-sik is kissing a girl. Very unclear who that girl is and how prominent her character is in this drama, though. Because overall, the trailers show Park Hyung-sik going up against Hyo Jun-ho in the political thriller aspect. If it does have romance, in my opinion, it looks like from the trailers it is going to be very minimal and a side story. From what I can tell with this drama, Park Hyung-sik must go up against Hyo Jun-ho's character, who's like the most influential man in Korea's political world and has a lot of money to back that up. And it's unclear why Park Hyung-sik wants revenge in the first place. It looks like he's playing a much darker role. It's been a while since I've seen him do a dark role. And I'm also curious about their chemistry as, like, quote-unquote hero versus villain going up against each other. I hope it's just a satisfying revenge. And I hope it makes sense. But it sounds like it's going to be a political thriller through and through, in my opinion. That is definitely my cup of tea. I definitely will be checking this out. This might not be everybody else's cup of tea. We'll have to wait and see if it comes to Disney Plus and Hulu. or if it ends up somewhere else. Hopefully, we get access to it somewhere. And we'll have to wait and see how it goes in terms of how this synopsis plays out. This originally was supposed to air on the 14th of February, but I think due to, was it Love Scout was delayed? Some drama was delayed. I think it was Love Scout by a week, so this has now moved to February 21st as a premiere because Love Scout needs to finish airing. I think that was it. But that's it. That is what I'm looking forward to in February. That's what I watched in January. This is a shorter episode for sure, but I hope you still enjoyed it. Let me know what you are excited for in February or what you have completed in January. I hope you maybe have found some things to watch in February through what I've talked about. Hopefully I get to watch all this stuff because, again, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure. But thank you for listening. That is my January wrap-up episode. Bye. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky under the username No Sleep for Dramas. That is No Sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.nosleepfordramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. Finally, please give this podcast a like or a follow wherever you listen to the podcast. Leaving a comment or a review also helps a lot. We love hearing ideas and feedback from all of you. Share the podcast with your friends as well. Thank you for listening. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.